God, oh my God, oh my God. So I don't really, I know I seem like I'm excited about every car I review because I am, because I love them so much. But this one, the 2025 Ford Expedition, is really something special. Ford put a lot of thought into what people need and what people do in their cars and use their cars for, and what capability they could add, what kind of functions they could add. And I think they're all in here. This is incredible. Be sure to follow along on all our social media channels, subscribe to us right here on YouTube, and if you see a video pop up right here, click it. We put it there just for you. For 2025, the Ford Expedition is available in 4 trims: Active, Platinum, King Ranch, and Tremor. King Ranch and Tremor are really more designed for the ranch, the off-road, and that off-the-grid experience. The Active is the base model, and the Platinum goes all the way up to Platinum Ultimate. This is the Platinum Performance Edition behind us. Here's what you need to know about what's under the hood. 3 of the 4 trims, so Active, Platinum, and King Ranch, are equipped with a 3.5-liter V6 engine that generates 400 horsepower. The Tremor, though, has that same 6-cylinder engine, but it increases the power to 440 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. For 2025, Ford really rethought the Expedition, not as an offshoot SUV version of the F-150 pickup truck, but as a standalone do-everything SUV. So it doesn't feel so much like a pickup truck that was adapted as an SUV on the inside. It really feels much more like a very custom, very bespoke SUV. Let's start by looking at the front. It has a brand new grille. It has this really beautiful light that frames the entire grille. And then, of course, she is a tall girl. This is a very tall SUV, but it seats 7 or 8 passengers. It has 3 rows. It has roof rails for all of the things that you need up here. And then it has a massive amount of towing for all the things you need to bring with you. I'm going to invite you to come into the front seat with me because I want to show you what's special up there. So the first thing you'll notice is there are running boards that these are automatic. They extend out, and you're going to need them to get into this car because I told you, she's a big girl. And then in here, there's this really nice center console. There is a wireless charger here. Our Pro trailer adjustment is here. We've got cup holders. I can close this up if I want to. And then there's this, and I want you to look at this. There are these little buttons right here. And you go, what is that? Well, I think you should always push every button, because look what happens. This whole thing slides back, not only to move your cup holders closer to the rear seat passengers, but it creates this big compartment where I can put this very stylish handbag, which I think should come with the Ford Explorer, but I don't think it does. But it's quite beautiful, and it fits quite nicely in there. And then if you don't want everyone to see your handbag, say you're heading out to play pickleball and you want to leave your purse in there, lock the car, and it is locked. Not only does no one knows it's there, no one can get into it if they can get into the car. That is phenomenal. But that is just where it starts. Ford did something with the Expedition that I cannot speak highly enough about. And that is they created great visibility with this panoramic screen. They're calling it panoramic. I wouldn't really call it panoramic, but this expansive screen here, a functional screen here. So that's a view screen, can't touch that one. But this is a touch screen. And then they added a squircle. The squircle is flat on the top and the bottom. And then there are panels here that are touch sensitive, and you just swipe your finger around and you can see the functions light up here in this screen. This is your driver display. So there's our lane keep assist. If they will display the speed limit of the road that you're on. Here's your fuel level, your speed. This is where it says okay. That's for this pad here. Then it shows me that the accessory power is active. And then I have maps there. And this, I will also get turn-by-turn directions right there. There is a camera here that monitors the driver to make sure that you're driving safely. And then all of your functions are going to be right here. The whole idea between this screen and this steering wheel is to keep your eyes on the road and make sure that everything that you need to look at is right where you need to look without looking away from the road. And you know what, when you're carrying 6 or 7 passengers and their precious cargo, you don't want to take your eyes off the road. I cannot speak highly enough about this. This whole screen has great function for everything that you need. So you can actually use this screen to customize this screen. And it also has this. Hey Google. It has Google activated assistance. So you could see when you say, hey Google, the system comes up and it is there to set your navigation, set the cabin temperature, turn on the air in the third row, whatever it is you need, it will do it. It'll probably even answer homework questions. And you can play games on Google Apps. So if you go to Google Apps, and let's go find our, these are our apps. So it does support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well. There's built-in Alexa. And if I go to the Play Store, I can actually download a game, and then I can connect a game controller with Bluetooth and play that game from the second or third row. If you can see it and you have the controller, you can connect it and you can play anywhere inside this car. Here is our dial gear shifter. We've had that for a long time. This is a gear selector for trailering mode. And then over here we have quick action buttons, including radio volume. If you're wondering where some of those other key functions are, this is our drive mode selector over here on the left. You can open the liftgate over here, and there is a parking brake. Typical controls here on the door, and I love this. This is the door handle. You just pull it, squeeze it, and that opens the door. I love this detail there. Look at how this surrounds the entire dashboard. Then there's quick access buttons here for things like hill descent control, traction. There's the emergency flasher button, your park assist. Ooh, this has park assist. If we were driving, we could use it. And then there's this beautiful center console. I do want to show you a few things in the rear seat though. Let's hop into the center row. I want to show you guys this. Notice this ambient lighting here on the door. When I open it, it turns red. You know what that's for? If you open the car door and a car is coming, it can see that red light. That is a great thing, not just for the safety of your doors and not getting hit by another car, but also for your children who are getting in and out of the car. This is a brilliant thing. One of the things that we really love about the Ford Expedition that they did not change is this. The center row seat, the middle seat in the center row, moves forward and back. You can position this seat however you'd like. If you want to put the baby here and the big kids over here, that's great. If you want to put the big kids over there and maybe the smaller kid here in the middle, and you can move these seats so they can't touch each other. That is a brilliant thing. Think about it. Rear facing, forward facing, rear facing, they can't touch each other. That is so great. But then you can also do this, which is to pull this seat down and create space for things to go through to the third row, which also has a folding center seat. But let's measure for child passenger car seats. So this seat is set for me. I'm 5'8", so there's plenty of space here. You can see how big this is. The center console is pushed all the way back. It can move forward 8 inches. And this seat is set for someone who's pretty tall, so we don't have a ton of space behind this seat. But let's look at what we have. I have 33 inches seat back to seat back, so plenty of room for a rear-facing car seat. Here, I have 29, almost 30 inches seat back to seat back, and this is set for someone who's really tall. And then here, you can move this and you've got all the space you need because it's open between these seats. But let's talk about installing 3 across. So here, seatbelt to seatbelt, we have 16 inches. So between this seatbelt receptor and this seatbelt receptor, we've got 16 inches. How wide are the bench seats? We know the Expedition will fit. It's built for this. 19 inches on the outboard seats, 16 inches here in the middle. And that means this seat is wide enough for the base for a baby seat, a booster seat, or an actual human seat. Before I take you into the third row though, I want to show you a few other things. One is all of this function here on the back of the center console. When I move the center console towards me or towards the center seat, that makes the cup holders easier to reach, that makes the climate control easier to reach, that makes your backseat passengers much happier. Another detail that Ford has added is this contraption here. This is designed to hold a tablet or a phone. And then there are 2 USB ports here, and there's a large pocket and a smaller pocket here. And that's also on this seat too. It's on both seats. So on the back of this headrest are dual USB ports and our pockets here. And then the doors also have cup holders. Another clever detail in the Ford Expedition is this. Pop a tablet there, everybody can see it. And then if you would like to, you can thread your wire right through here and plug it in right here. Other details in the rear seat include volume, media, so you can play, select your media for rear seat passengers and listen on Bluetooth. There is climate control, and down here there is a household outlet. This one might be the most exciting of all the Ford Expedition trims for 2025, and that is the Tremor. So this one is designed to make you feel great. Like every time you get in the car, you're going on an adventure. Think about how good that feels. It is all Tremor inside and out. In fact, this one is the only one with the high-powered output engine option, the V6 that generates 440 horsepower. That's 40 more than the standard V6 engine. And it has tow capacity of up to 9,600 pounds. Now you have to do a little work to get there. About 7,000 pounds is standard. And then it also is equipped with all the off-road goodies. So skid plates, all-terrain, larger 33-inch all-terrain tires. It has tow mode, it has rock crawl, it has one pedal trail drive, it has locking electronic differential, and a unique face with unique headlights just for off-roading. The Tremor model is notable for the yellow details on the front. It has yellow tow hooks right there, and it has a unique front grille. Notice these lights. These are actually off-road lights. Another car, you might attach them up there on the roof. They're actually right here. And then it has this surround light bar that's also built into the grille. Exterior of the Tremor is notable not only for those 33-inch wheels, but this non-moving running board that is very sturdy and designed for off-roading. It has the Ford Performance name embossed in it there. This is kind of a cool detail. There are yellow details on the Tremor wheels, and that's because that's where the valve is. If you need to air up or down the wheels, they're going to be easy to find, even if they're muddy. And then on the rear here, you can see how Ford has taken that panel out to attach the tow bar. On the inside, you get everything that is the new 2025 Ford Expedition, including the ambient lighting and the squircle steering wheel and the 24-inch panoramic surround view screen. But you also get some cool Tremor-only details, including this camo-like finish on the dash, the Tremor badging right there on the seats with yellow stitching, very Tremor-esque, and then you get this beautiful sliding console. You also do have a small place to put things, but in the Tremor edition, this actually is a safe. So you can customize this and set your own code and lock things away right there in your safe in the Tremor. I'm going to show you guys the exterior details on this one because I love this color. It's sort of a powder blue or a graphite blue color. It is really beautiful. And then you'll notice the taillights frame the back of the Ford Expedition. There is a cutout here, which is where your tow package will go if you opt for that. And then notice this is the Performance Edition, so it has these sportier looking wheels. Of the 4 trim levels of the 2025 Ford Expedition, 2 are for city driving and 2 are for off the pavement. This one is the King Ranch. So we know the King Ranch brand name from the truck line. And what does that mean? Well, it's luxurious, it is leather covered, it has that Western feel to it, and it's designed for off-roading and towing, yes, but really think more gravel roads and rutted roads, less rock crawling. That's reserved for the Tremor edition. King Ranch model is notable by its brass accents and the King Ranch logo. You'll see those brass accents across the front grille here and on the lower grille. We still have that new signature lighting design that frames the grille. And then over here, we have the King Ranch logo on the doors. But it also has King Ranch badging here on these exclusive wheels that are unique to the King Ranch trim. You'll actually see the King Ranch logo layered here in leather on the front seats, and you'll see it throughout the cabin. The cabin is notable for rich details like wood trim, this textured metal here, and this really beautiful soft touch surface. It looks and feels like leather, but I don't think it's leather, that covers the entire dashboard. It feels very posh. Part of the poshness of going to the ranch is all the things that you can do there, all the activities, the fishing and hunting and paddleboarding or canoeing. But getting there can be done in style, and that's the idea behind the King Ranch edition. So you'll see we have all the technology that's available in the other expeditions, but then really rich interior details. The rear of the Ford Expedition has this quasi light bar. There's lights here, there are tail lights here. The Expedition name is spelled out across the back, and blah, 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 who cares? Because this is what you want to see. First time ever, Ford Expedition now has a split liftgate. I like to call it a clamshell because that's what it was always called before, a clamshell liftgate. And what that means is you can pull down the lower portion of the liftgate, and it is perfect for tailgating. And it also extends out over the bumper. So if your bumper is dirty or there's, whatever, snow, mud, whatever, your legs and your feet are not going to get dirty brushing against that bumper. I love this. I also love this as a place to set up a picnic lunch. And I love that Ford is offering this option. So if you do want to tailgate, you can pull this table down. Now it's an option, it's not standard, you have to add it. But you have the luxury of having a seat back for your tailgating. But wait, there's more, because not only do you have this, you can also set this up as a table for dual lunch buffet. Lunch here, dessert there, drinks, however you want to set it up. This is such a cool thing. Now this is something we've seen in some other Ford models, and we're really glad that it made the distance from those other models into the 2025 Ford Explorer. Certainly the clamshell tailgate adds to the function of the Expedition. The space behind the third row, though, still is not huge. In fact, you can see here is the seat, and we have this much space here to the edge of the tailgate. There is a Max Edition option. I'm going to show you that. And this is the Max Edition. So you can see this cargo area is actually more than double the space that you get in the standard Ford Expedition behind the third row. If you need space for hockey sticks, hockey bags, or actual tailgating, Max might be the way to go. There's 2 household outlets. There are 2 USB ports here if you need to power something. I can press this button and get work lights here on the inside of the liftgate, which gives me the opportunity to have light for whatever it is we're doing, making dinner or whatever. And then there's this, and this is just one component of the lighting system. So when you tap this, you will get a work light here in the tailgate, but there's also lights here underneath that will light up, and there's a light here in the roof rail that will light up. So you have lots of light for the tailgate, for camping, or for just late nights, getting everybody out of the car and into the house. But let's talk about this third row, which here, I think they're really inspired much more by Jana's family than mine, because my family does not do actual footballs. But check this out. Not only does the center row have the split seat, but so does the third row. So if you've got long things that you need to extend, they added hockey sticks, and I get it. For me, this would be bringing home a rug from Home Goods. That's where I would put it, or a table. And then you can also lay the third row down if you want that storage floor. But I'm gonna hop on the third row and show you guys what that looks like. If you get captain's chairs, and those are an option, you can do the pass-through to get into the third row, or you can do this. And I'm gonna tell you, this might be the only full-size 3-row SUV that has the slide and tilt seats. You can slide and tilt these seats with a child passenger car seat installed. And you can still climb into the third row. In the third row, I have plenty of legroom. And that is such a relief. I also have air vents in the ceiling. There is a light up here. I have 2 USB ports on this side, 2 USB ports on this side. There are buttons here that I can use to push this, I can use to recline my seat. And there is a handhold, there's a little handhold here over on the side. And if I want to push this seat forward, I just push this button and I can easily get out again. I love that they did this. I love the amount of legroom back here. The configurability of these seats is pretty special. It always has been special. It's something that's always been a hallmark of the Ford Expedition, and now it's just gotten a lot better. Don't you think it was nice of Ford to recognize that the way we live is the way we like to live, and where we want to go and what we want to do is where we want to go and what we want to do, and that if we want to have our people and our dogs and our equipment and our toys with us, we should be able to do that too? That is the idea behind the 2025 Ford Explorer. Now, if you're excited to see this, and I'm excited to see it, I can't wait to drive it, it's going to be a little bit. It's not going to be out until the spring of 2025, probably around March or April. They haven't announced pricing yet, and there are going to be a lot of additions. They have come up with a lot of things, and a lot of these clever details are packages or they're trim options. So we'll have to see what that looks like when they get a little bit closer to sale. But I have to tell you, for right now, I am very excited about the 2025 Ford Expedition.